Hey kid, you like Hitler? You do? What the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of here, I'm gonna beat your ass, dude. What do you mean you like Hitler? But wait, before you go, second question. Do you like the Panther? Oh, you do? Oh, so you're a double dumbass. Okay. I know this might sound harsh to you, to your 50 IQ mind, but the Panther isn't that good. Not, of course, not in real life. It was, you know, it was mid, like fucking middle of the road mid. But even in your favorite video game that you only play 24/7 because it has completely consumed you, it is your life. You are a slave. You are a servant of this video game. And obviously, I'm talking about War Thunder. That's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be talking about the Panther and War Thunder. That's pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Vandenberger channel. I'm so happy to see you all once again on this very snowy day. I don't know if you see it, but we are literally drowning in snow. This is actually an emergency scenario. We are dying. Please send help. My little Arkansas brain cannot handle this. I'm not used to seeing snow. I don't even know what snow is. It's probably just chemtrails, but like, I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Today we're going to be talking about the Panther, specifically the Panther G, the best Panther. Now, if you say if Panther F is the best Panther, I'm going to rape you, because that is an objectively wrong opinion in every single way. You should be absolutely ashamed that you even brought that up. Honestly, you know, it's just gonna be the usual business, talk about the mobility, the armor, the firepower, and honestly why I think it's one of the tanks of all time. Some people might think differently, which is fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but at the same time, your opinion is fucking retarded. Panther ain't that good. It's not that good. It's just like vanilla average. Like, it's not bad, like super good. It's just like right down the center. It's just straight vertical, you know? Now, considering that the Panther was actually a very well armored and armed tank during World War II and was very kind of frightening to Allied crews, whether it was actually true or not, Panther is a very nicely protected vehicle, having about, I'd say, like 80 millimeters angled at the front plate, and then a little 110 on the turret face, and then a very half circle mantlet, which gives it very good protection. A lot of ricochet, especially the mantlet. The mantlet's like a black hole, okay? You shoot something at the mantlet, it's gonna just go suck it up, it's gone. I have no idea where the shell went, it completely vanished. Because the Germans, actually in World War II, they perfected black hole vortex technology, and they installed it in the mantlets of Panthers to act as sort of like a perfect defense mechanism against Allied shells, because the shell would just go in, suck up, go to the fourth dimension, and just never be seen again. It's perfect. So if it's all sunshine and cocaine, why am I complaining? What is there a problem? There shouldn't be any problem, right? Well, no, there is. There's a really big problem. And it's only due because of the BR. Most of the problems I'm talking about here is because of an issue that the Panther is at 6.0, the Panther G. It's at a BR at 6.0, where that 80 millimeters sloped, that 110 millimeters and 100 millimeters semicircle mantlet doesn't really matter a whole lot. And you think, like, it's good armor. It's good armor. But not against the stuff it's facing. The stuff it's facing is things like T-34s, Su-122s, long, you know, barreled, really high penetrating vehicles. That's what I'm saying. To where that 80 to 110 millimeters doesn't mean a lot at all, and it's very little on the side plate. It could get pinned by autocannon vehicles, and that presents a massive problem, because all that stuff adds to weight. I think it weighs about like 47 tons to 50 tons, and so it's pretty slow, it's sluggish, and the armor doesn't mean a whole lot. You'll stop some short-barreled 75, 76s, but you get up to like heat rounds, anything with heat, anything with like 90 millimeter or above, anything on the long 76 or above, it's going to cook you. And so you can't really use that armor to the advantage a ton when pretty much everybody knows how to kill you, where to kill you. You turn the corner, you're gonna fight a T-34, say goodbye, go back to the hangar, you're fucked. You are going to get drilled by that guy. He is going to go straight through your hull. Same with an IS-2, same with an SU, same with a Jackson. You get what I'm saying. The armor doesn't mean a whole lot at the terms of 6.0. The thing now, the Panther D, with the same armor, that's actually really good, because it's at 5.3, and its armor's broken. It's actually really busted. But you move that up to 6.0, it's not so impressive anymore. It's kind of on the par with a Sherman or a IS-1, you know? Now, again, don't get me wrong, again, there are plenty of times where you will bounce shots. I mean, you'll see in the background footage, I'll show you right here, that I am in fact bouncing shots. In fact, I'm tanking howitzer rounds, which is extremely impressive. I have no idea how it's even able to do that. Usually the Panther is one of the most susceptible vehicles to overpressure in the entire game, I feel like. Like, those things blow up more than Muslims, dude. It's honestly kind of insane. I think I took like 3 in my playthroughs, Just like direct hit to the mantlet too. I was shocked. And I'm bouncing more shots, and I'm taking more shots, ricochets from like chaffies, but a lot of, again, that's the thing. I'm bouncing and non-pitting shots that are coming from lighter vehicles. If I were to encounter something as big as an M51 or a Pershing, I would have died. That's as simple as that. And the whole strategy I put to myself playing the Panther was to kind of just sit in the back as a sniper tank, honestly, kind of what it did in real life. And it worked pretty effectively. Alright, let's talk about the main armament. The Panther is armed with a long-barreled 75mm KWK something. It's a long barrel 75. Very high velocity, about almost 1,000 meters a second, with very good penetration. It's APHE, Panzer Grenade in 39 to 41. Can pin about 192 to 150 from around 500 to 1,000 meters. Very good. Extremely good. Some issues, though. Especially with the Panther G and every Panther leading up to the F variant. The reload just feels way too long for this thing it gets in trade-off and damage. It's about 9.8 to 8 second reload if you have an ace crew or you have a very stock, basic, no-skill crew. That means that everything can pretty much shoot at you way before you can shoot them. Some vehicles twice, even 3 times. Because your reload, it's not fucking 10 seconds. It's too long. It's way too long. With the super long barrel, I mean, obviously, it makes sense, right? You're carrying up a super long 75mm round, usually from the hull, because it's like in the turret, it's from the hull, from these side spawns. The loader has to stick it up through the fucking turret ring, like, try to get it from the back, cram it into the breach. That's gonna take a while. I understand that. Honestly, I get it. It would take a while, but I don't fucking care, because I'm in War Thunder. I'm in a PvP, high-intensity combat scenario where reload is pretty much everything. And when I can't get that reload on the enemy, when the enemy always has the chance to shoot me first, I'm probably dead. Because if they're halfway competent or decent at all, they know exactly where to hit me. My tall-ass tower cupola, which I'll talk about later, easy weak spot, or the sides where my mantlet isn't covering my turret faces where the mantlet isn't, or my barrel, or the very center of my mantlet. Another thing that bugs me about the gun is that the penetration's great, and the velocity is amazing, but the post-spin damage really isn't a lot at all. The round only has around 20 grams of explosive in it, whatever the Germans put in. I think it's like PPX L40 something. They put it in there. And, you know, it's APHE, it does APHE things, but it's way lower amounts than other things you have in the BR. That's kind of similar to, like, I don't think anything else has 20 grams. That is one of the lowest APHE shells in terms of explosive in the game. And obviously, what that means is that even if you do penetrate somebody and you get the first shot off first, it's not 100% that you kill them. In fact, a lot of the times you shoot a guy, center mass, it's either going to kill them or it's going to turn the whole crew red. It's not going to finish them off. And again, obviously, the game doesn't model like Cruise Shock or nothing, so that dark red gunner, loader, and commander that's probably just covered in blood, like their guts hanging out and everything, like completely ripped through with shrapnel, they're not going to care. They're just going to kill you anyways, and they're just going to heal magically. I don't know how. They can probably get like a chug jug from Fortnite, but they're going to just heal themselves immediately. So again, you have to play the tank very precisely. You got to honestly act like you're firing AP. You're not even firing APHE. The best opportunity you got, Shermans are very vulnerable to this round. If you hit them center mass, they're going to die. Same with T-34s, the Russian ones, not the American ones. If you hit something side on, you're probably going to kill it. But front on shots and angle shots, that's the problem. That's when it gets, like, honestly, it's just more of an RNG roll. You just kind of pray. You can't treat it like an APHE round. You have to treat it like an AP round. You have to be very precise, making sure to hit the highest concentration of crew. You really have to know what you're shooting at with this round if you want the maximum possible effect. Other APHE rounds like the Sherman or the IS-2 or like the Tiger 2 even, you don't have to worry about that. Because it has so much more explosive filler, you could just shoot wherever you want. As long as it penetrates, it's going to kill the tank. But you can't do that with the Panther. You have to be very, very conservative. Coupled with this and the long reload, you're at a massive disadvantage in terms of firepower, even though the base stats look very good. That's enough about firepower. Let's actually get into mobility. Is this thing actually mobile? So the defects you get from firepower and armor, it's kind of subsided. Usually with vehicles that have pretty mediocre guns, they can have at least have something else, either armor or mobility, to make up for it. Well, the Panther really doesn't have mobility either. its top speed is pretty decent. It goes like about 26 to 30 miles an hour on good terrain. Its acceleration is pretty good too, and it has a very smooth riding experience. That's one thing you'll really notice about when you play the Panthers. It is an extremely stable platform, which would really help you with on-the-move shooting, even though it's really hard and probably really risky to do it anyways. But it's really smooth. It's a really good ride. But the absolute Achilles heel of this tank is its reverse speed. It can only go 2 to 3 miles an hour in reverse. That is as slow as a T-72. That is as slow as World War II British vehicles. That is such a bad reverse speed, it is going to get you killed, and it will get you killed. You don't think it will? It will. It absolutely will. It forces you, that super slow reverse speed, stay defensive. You cannot be offensive with this thing because your reverse gear is that bad. If you get into a bad position, you can't get out of there unless you do a full 180 and turn around, which probably isn't going to happen. It's so annoying when you want to play this thing and you do good, but you forget that this thing literally can't reverse. It can thrust and fuck as hard as it can, but it can't pull out. It cannot pull out. So, like, let's say, for example, you're killing some guys. You're up to, like, 3-4 kills. You're doing pretty decent. It's early game. But there's a few guys rushing you, or you got your breach taken out. An accident. You want to get out? Okay, you got smoke grenades. But you're in a position where either you're going to have to turn around, like, fully show your butthole to the enemy so they can shoot. They're probably not going to shoot you. Because, like, here's the thing. They don't know that your breach is out. But you know that, because you can't fire. So you're in a staring contest. You would think with most tanks, well, that's fine. I'm going to reverse out of there. You can with the Panther, because it would take you 50 years to get out of the zone. You would be going like this. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't do the same things other tanks can't, which is so important in close quarters, especially close quarters engagements. It is so important to have a at least decent reverse speed to get out of there, to find a way to reposition. The Panther doesn't have that. It doesn't. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. It is such a crutch. It's such a massive negative side effect. If I were to ask Hitler why they made that decision in the board presenting the Panther back in 1943, I would have been like, bro, are you fucking high? I mean, I know you are. Are you on crack? I mean, I know you are. But, like, are you on heroin? I mean, I know you are. Why would you do this? You have to know the consequences of doing this, right? I think the proper way to end this video is just overall summarizing what the Panther really is at the end of the day. The Panther is... it's a pretty alright vehicle. It's a pretty good 6.0 vehicle. The early Panthers are actually really good. I might work with a video on them sometime in the future, because those play their strong suits really well at the VR. But at 6.0, you can really start to see the Panther suffer and its downsides really get brought up very loudly. And you can just, it just slaps you in the face, the downsides of this thing. But the positives are pretty good. It is a pretty alright medium tank. I'd say it is on par with the Sherman. The Sherman might be a little bit better. It's better than T-34s. It's better than most medium tanks. And if you want it, or if you have it, I suggest playing it again. Trying it out, and maybe seeing my points, seeing my arguments, and honestly, just taking into account the things that make it the Panther. And I think that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider maybe liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. You know, we want to get to at least 20 subscribers by, I don't know how long. I didn't even set a goal. This is literally just me making stuff up in my head. If the 7 people that are going to be watching this, just, I appreciate you. Alright, that's about it. See you guys later. Today we're going to be talking about the Panther and War Thunder, specifically the Panther G. The motherfucker, dude. I'm actually considering the tank to be very formidable. Very formidable. Yeah. So if that's all sunshine, if that's all so if that's all sunshine. So if that's all sunshine, Alright, now let's talk about the armament. The main 75 long-barreled high-velocity millimeter 75 that's fucking stop. That's enough about mobility. I just said mobility. You know what I'm talking about. That super slow reverse speed.